Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome to the class of Money and Banking. Today is our 8th lecture of Money and Banking. Today we will discuss the monetary policy. Dear students, you are familiar with the monetary policy. I hope you have studied in the macroeconomics. In macroeconomics, there is one chapter relating to the monetary policy, related to monetary policy. I hope you have studied in macroeconomics. Today again we will discuss the monetary policy as it's the part of your course and it's related to the money. So therefore we are supposed to study the monetary policy in the money and banking subject. So monetary policy is a very important tool for the central banks of the governments when governments control the money supply in the market, or they want to control the interest rate in the market. So for the purpose of controlling in the fluctuation of interest rates and in the fluctuation of money supply, the governments use the monetary policy for the stability of economy, for the stability of prices and etc. Let me start with the monetary policy. Before I told you, monetary policy is the use of interest rates and the level of money supply to manage the economy. Every government use the monetary policy as a tool for the control of interest rate and for the control of money supply. They manage interest rates and they manage also the money supply in the economy, in the market. So this monetary policy allows the governments, allows the central banks to control the money supply and interest rates. So what are all the objectives of the monetary policy? Why governments use monetary policy as a tool for the control of money supply and interest rate? To bring the maintenance of high and stable employment. When governments want to increase their employment or to stabilize their employment, so they use the monetary policy. They control the money supply in the economy. They control the interest rate in the economy. When the governments, the central banks want to bring a stability in the prices, so they use the monetary policy. When the governments achieve economic growth, so they use the monetary policy. This is also a very important goal of the monetary policy. Financial market stability. You better know about the financial market, the market where financial securities are traded. So when the governments want to stabilize the financial market, then they use the monetary policy. And balance of payment equilibrium. When the governments want to bring equilibrium in the balance of payment, recall from the previous lectures. If you remember, we studied in the previous lectures the balance of payment. The components of balance of payment that were capital account, the current account and the reserve account. So they do not allow the balance of payment to be excess or to be decreased. So minus and plus are not allowed in the balance of payment. Every government want to control or bring equilibrium in the balance of payment. So this is also the very important goal of the monetary policy. So monetary policy is used for these 5 goals. So tools of monetary policy. What are the tools of monetary policy? Broadly, monetary policy tools are divided into 2 main categories: the qualitative and the quantitative controls, or qualitative tools and quantitative tools. So in quantitative tools, there are further 4 main components or main tools of the monetary policy that were open market operations, discount rate, reserve requirement and credit rationing. In qualitative controls, there are also 4 further main components of quantitative control that are varying margin requirements, consumer credit regulations, use of moral persuasions and direct actions. So let us start and let us discuss one by one. The first is quantitative control. In quantitative control, the very first topic, the very first tool, that is open market operation. What is open market operation? Is applied to the purchase or sale of government securities. You better know about the government securities. Government securities are the government bonds. Government bonds are 3 types of government bonds: the treasury bills, the treasury notes and the treasury bonds. Among these 3, the treasury bills, the treasury notes and the treasury bonds, among these 3, they are the most important and most usable bond, that is treasury bill. So government securities are purchased or sold by the government to control, to manage the credit policy, to manage the and control the money supply of the country. So the most important tool of the central bank to control the supply of money and interest rate in the economy. The supply of money and interest is controlled by buying and selling of the government treasury bills. So before I told you that treasury bill is the most important and usable tool, usable bond of the government. So when the government want to control the supply of money and interest rate, then they bring changes in the government bonds. What are these changes? The selling of the government bonds or purchase of the government bonds. The selling and purchase allows the governments or central banks to control the money supply and interest rate in the market. Clear? So open market operation. Suppose central bank decide to purchase bonds on the open market. What will happen? This would lead to an increase in bank's reserve at central bank. How increase? Because they are purchasing all bonds in the market. So they are purchasing bonds and paying instead of these bonds to the consumers. The institutions, the financial institutions, banks, the consumers holding the bonds. This holding of bonds is purchased by the government and government pays price of these bonds to the consumers. So this increase the reserve of the bonds with the central banks. The increase in banks reserve caused the increase in money supply because money is coming to the market and bonds are going to the central bank. Instead of bonds, the money is coming to the market. So this increase the money supply in the market, creating a greater demand for bonds. Why? Every person have money, so they will want to purchase bonds from the government because they have money in hand. Increase in demand will increase the prices of treasury bills. We better know about it. We studied in the microeconomics. As demand increases, with the increasement of demand, the prices of that product also increases accordingly. So this demand increase allows the prices to be increased. So increase in price of treasury bills will decrease the interest rate on treasury bills. Interest rate will decrease. Why? Because government do not want to sell the government securities to the market. So the interest rate on all other securities will decrease accordingly. The central bank's interest rate is leader. The corporate bonds interest rate is follower. So as there is a fluctuation in the central bank's interest rate, there is also fluctuation with the corporate bonds, corporate securities accordingly. There is 1% change in the central bank's interest rate. There is also 1% change in the corporate bonds or corporate securities. So also this bring changes in the corporate securities, and banks will be more willing to lend to one another at lower rates. So all other banks, all member banks are more extent. They are intended to sell or lend more money to each other with their self. Dear students, I am going to explain it in Pashto. The open market operations example. Suppose कि central bank decision आखसे च bonds वाखली the market ना. नो च कल central bank bonds the market ना आखली. नो बफरी की हो ना आखली. तो बदल के पैसे वर्की. जमा सर bonds दी माना bonds आखली. नो मात बदल के पैसे रखी. का 0 रुपये bonds दी 0 रुपये रखी. का 2000 रुपये bonds दी 2000 रुपये रखी. का 3000 रुपये bonds दी 3000 रुपये रखी. नो दा bonds exchangement दे. चागा माना bonds आखली पे बदल के मात price रखी. सो च कल प्राइस मात्र राखल उस मा पशान तस सोचो कोई च हर सड़े बॉन्ड्स दौलत तवर के ऊपर बदल के प्राइसेस आखली पैसे आखली नो बॉन्ड्स दी दौलत तर सेंट्रल बैंक था द सेंट्रल बैंक ने पैसे राजी कस्टमर्स था मार्केट था सो दे पर नतीजे की छे पेखीगी रिजर्व द सेंट्रल बैंक की इजाफा कीगी बॉन्ड्स इजाफा कीगी अंत मानम बॉन्ड आखली द बैंक नम बॉन्ड आखली द बल कस्टमर नम द बल कस्टमर न द मार्केट न बॉन्ड्स टोलई नो रिजर्व द मार्केट द बॉन्ड्स द सेंट्रल बैंक सर इजाफा कीगी चकला द रिजर्व पर सेंट्रल बैंक सर इजाफा शो नो द डिमांड द बॉन्ड्स ले पर इजाफा कीगी वली چې اوس ما سره پیسې دي مخکې بانډ پیسې نه وي نو بانډ باندې خو ما چې اخیستی نه شو اوس چې بانډ ما ورکړ پیسې مې واخیستې نو ما سره ډیمانډ د بانډ بیا پیدا شو چې زه باید بیا د ګورنمنټ نه دولت نه بانډ واخلم ما سره هم ډیمانډ پیدا شو ځکه ما ته پیسې راغلي بل نه بانډ واخیست هغې ته پیسې ورکړې هغې سره هم پیسې راغلي بل سره نو دا ډیمانډ انکریز شو د ټریري بل سره ټریري بل چې د ګورنمنټ سکیورټیز دي نو دا ګورنمنټ سکیورټیز د اخیستو لپاره ډیمانډ زیات شو نو مایکرو اکنامکس کې موږ لوستلی چې ډیمانډ زیاتېږي نو پرایسز اټومیټک زیاتېږي کله چې ډیمانډ د سپلای نه اضافه شي نو پرایسز اټومیټک اضافه کېږي انکریز ان ډیمانډ ول انکریز د پرایسز اف د ټریري بلز دغه انکریز ان پرایس اف ټریري بلز ول ډیکریز د انټرست ریټ اون ټریري بلز دغه انکریز په ټریري بلز باندې انټرست ریټ کموي ولې کموي ځکه هلته ډیمانډ زیات دی ګورنمنټ پوهېږي چې ډیمانډ زیات دی تی نه اخلي بلې اخلي 10 روپو باندې زه غواړم مثلا 10 روپو په سود باندې زه غواړم بلې په 8 روپو سود باندې غواړي بلې په 9 روپو سود باندې غواړي ځکه ډیمانډ زیات دی او په سپلای کمه ده نو دا انټرست ریټ کمیږي سو د انټرست ریټ آن آل ادر سیکورټیز ول ډیکریز اکارډنګلی څرنګه چې موږ پوهېږو سنټرل بینکس انټرست ریټ چې دی هغه لیډر دی دا ګورنمنټ انټرست ریټ دی که نه کارپوریټ انټرست ریټ چې دی دا فالوور دی د ګورنمنټ انټرست ریټ ته ګوري دا چې 1% اضافه کېږي دلته کارپوریټ انټرست ریټ هم 1% اضافه کېږي هلته چې 0.5% کمیږي دلته هم کمیږي اکارډنګلی یو بل سره روان دي نو and banks will be more willing to lend one another at lower rates نو بیا بینک یو بل ته ډیر زیات د پیسې د قرضه ورکولو کوشش کوي ځکه دوی پوهېږي چې زه بانډ اخلم د ګورنمنټ نه نو هلته ماته دومره انټرست ریټ نه ملاویږي نو ولې زه بینک ته ورکوم بینک والا چې پیسې اخلي ماته زیات انټرست ریټ راکوي نو بیا خلک دا پیسې یو بل سره ایکسچینج کوي رادر دین چې دوی لاړ شي د ګورنمنټ نه بانډ واخلي ځکه ما او تا فاینانشل انسټیټیوشنز موږ خپل ګټې ته ګورو کچېرې موږ ته په ګورنمنټ بانډ کې ګټه وي موږ ګورنمنټ بانډ اخلو کچېرې موږ ته په بینک کې ګټه وي بینک ته ځو کچېرې موږ ته په یو میوچل فنډ کې ګټه وي میوچل فنډ ته ځو کوم یو چې موږ ته زیات انټرست ریټ راکړي موږ عمل ته ځو اوس فاینانشل انسټیټیوشنز یا بینکس پوهېږي چې ګورنمنټ نه موږ دغه اخلو دا بانډز اخلو نو موږ ته انټرست ریټ کم راکړي ولې زه بل بینک ته ورکړم هغه ماته زیات راکړي نو ګټه په بینک کې دی نو پیسې دې په ځای چې سنټرل بینک ته لاړ شي پیسې په مارکیټ کې یو بل سره سپلای کیږي مارکیټ کې یو بل سره فلکچویشن کوي کلیر سپوز دا اوس وایس ورسا ده دی سپوز د فیډ سولډ بونډز آن دی اوپن مارکیټ اوس په دغه حالت کې بونډز بیرته خرڅوي په مارکیټ کې داسې موږ فکر کوو this would lead to decrease in bank's reserve اول خو نتیجه دا ده چې په بانک ریزرو کې کمی راځي بانک په ریزرو کې کمی راځي سنټرل بانک کې ریزرو کم شو بانډ چې څومره اوس خرڅوي چې څومره خرڅوي هماغونه کمی راځي Central bank is replacing world cash with bonds. Was for bal natija cheda world cash. World cash is a cash which financial institutions keep in hand to manage the day-to-day operations. पैसे बलास की the day-to-day operations they manage कौलो ले पारा world cash पकड़ेगी. No the world cash दुई वाई चे day-to-day operations they manage कौलो ना खबर आदा चे world cash बांधे मंग bonds वाफ़ो. No they world cash working दौलत ता bonds आखली. نو اوس پیسې چې ته لاړه سنټرل بینکس ته لاړل او بانډز بیرته چارته راغله مارکیټ ته راغله د سپلای اف ریزرو ول شفټ لیفټ ځکه ریزرو د سپلای چې شو هغه لیفټ طرف ته راغی فال اټ کان سنټرل بینک اینڈ ریډیوس منی سپلای ټو کنزیومرز اوس په دغه وخت کې پیسې ټول روان دي دولت ټول روان دي سنټرل بینک ته چې سنټرل بینک ته روان دي پیسې په مارکیټ کې کمیږي نو په منی سپلای کم شو The increase of supply of treasury bills will decrease the prices of treasury bills. اوس چې کله په مارکیټ کې سپلای د treasury bill زیات شو نو په دغه وخت کې سپلای زیاته شو نو موږ په پوهېږو موږ په مایکرو اکنامکس کې لوستی دی چې when there is increase in supply there is decrease in price. نو سپلای په انکریز کېدو کې پرایس ډیکریز کېږي دا یو لا دی لا اف سپلای تیوري ده decrease in price of treasury bill will increase the interest rate on treasury bills. نو په دغه حالت کې چې کله ډیکریز په treasury prices of treasury bills کې قیمتونو کې کمی راغی نو انټرست ریټ اټومیټک اضافه کېږي ځکه څوک نه دی اخیستونکی چې اخیستونکی څوک نشته نو په دغه حالت کې پرایسز باندې چې انټرست ریټ چې کېږي کمیږي. The forces to increase the interest rates on other securities as well. और पर नोरो securities को corporate securities के हम शेराजी forces राजी फिशार राजी दे कमे होते ज़्यादा वाले लोग. So these are the examples of open market operations. Next, what are the advantages of open market operations? The central bank has complete control over the volume. Central banks always have complete control over the volume. But compared to this, discount lending, in which the central bank sets the price of borrowing. So they have control on the price of borrowing, on the discount rate, on the interest rate, but does not directly control how much banks actually borrow. It's up to me. It's up to financial institution how he needs the money. It's up to financial institutions. The central bank will not have direct control over the volume of credit cash for the commercial banks. So this is one advantage of open market operation. Flexible in prices. Flexible and precise can be used to enact both small and large changes in the monetary base. So this is flexibility. This is precisability. This is also an advantage of open market operations. Easily reserved. Mistakes can be quickly corrected in a way that would not have been possible with reserve requirements and discount lending. So all the mistakes which are exist in the reserve requirement or in discount lending, so these are easily corrected by the open market operations. Quickly implemented. This operation, this OMO or open market operation is quickly and easily implemented in the market. There is no administrative delay to conducting open market operations. Orders go to the trading desk in New York and they are executed immediately. Clear? Next is the quantitative tool controls that discount rate. Discount rate is the rate at which central bank of country is prepared to rediscount the securities at its vendor. When they purchase or sell their bonds, at that time they are using discount rate, the rate which banks are permitted to borrow from the central banks, from the discount vendor. The commercial banks are allowed to purchase the cash from the central banks, by which rate? The rate is called discount rate. It is different from market rate. Market is something else, which is the rate at which money market is willing to discount bills of exchange. It's related to bills of exchange which are discounted by the money market. But it is, discount rate is the rate by which commercial banks are allowed to purchase the money from the central bank. Market rate is directly proportionate to discount rate. Although we better know about that, the market rate is directly proportionate to the discount rate. Proportionate means the nisbatan, tanasubli, tanasub base bandiyobal sarachedi proportionate. Discount rate is slightly higher than market rate. Discount rate mamuli higher vi. Makimata suele discount rate, Federal Reserve rate is the leader and the market rate is follower. So the discount rate of the government is slightly higher than the market rate. Borrowing from central bank is a privilege, not a right. The hak ne the hiskum commercial bank or member bank hak ne chaga varsho paise wakli. It's privilege, it's advantage which is provided by the central banks to the government, to the commercial banks, to the member banks. Should be used as a lender of last resort. Lender of last resort means that the umid akhri store. कल चे बैंक्स नोर हेस कुम लारा नलरी चे कैश जान तो हासिल की और दुई लिक्विडेशन जरूरत लरी, दुई दे लिक्विडिटी जरूरत लरी, दुई दे पैसों जरूरत लरी और दे सर हेस कुम लारा नहीं, हेस कुम बैंक दे तो पैसे न और के हेस कुम कस्टमर दुई नलरी चे आगे न पैसे हो चते की, नो देन दे आर गोइंग टू द central banks, to the governments, then governments provide them cash. So this is the lender of last resort. उम्मीद आखिरी स्टोर है देदा बस जिद्दा का यो ज़िनम मंग तो पैसे मिलावीगी नूर यो ज़िनम न मिलावीगी. So this is the all central banks of the governments are the lender of last resort. Clear? The central bank is a lender of last resort. Banks in need of liquidity may borrow from the central bank at the discount rate. The central commercial banks या दी द नूरो बैंकों नुता the पैसों ज़रूरत शिनो the central bank ने पैसे आखिरी पर discount rate की. A large increase in the demand for reserve. Demand for liquidity by banks is tempered by the central bank's ability to step in and lend at the discount rate. When there is a increasement in demand, there is increasement in demand for the reserve or demand for the liquidity by commercial banks, by other financial institutions, the central bank has ability to step up, the ability to take a step for them. to provide the cash for them. While this role has helped avoid some banks' panics. ढेर the बैंकों ने, the commercial banks ढेर the member banks control ही करे. Away the liquidity ने खलास करी, away the panic ने, the खतरे ने खलास करी, but it may create a moral hazard. All the behavioral hazards are costs are also applied to the commercial banks. Next, in quantitative control is the reserve requirement. We studied. It's easy. Common sense. Reserve requirements are the percentage of commercial banks' liability which they are required to hold as reserve in central bank. They must have some reserve. All commercial banks are supposed to have some reserve, some percentage of their credit with the central bank. Our reserve requirements are the ratio of reserves to deposit the bank must hold to satisfy depositors' withdrawal. They must have some reserve in the bank, so bank will have satisfy the depositor's withdrawal. When there is a depositor, he want to deposit his cash from the, or he want to withdraw his cash from the central bank, so they will meet all these requirements. The central bank rarely change the reserve requirements because change in the reserve requirement has a significant and disruptive impact on the bank's system. So this changes in the reserve requirement also changes in the have a significant and disruptive impact on the banking system. It's a very, we can say that it's a negative impact on the banking system, very negative impact. But for this reason, the central banks or the government banks will not allow to changes in the reserve requirements. Reserve requirement, the Fed, it means Federal Reserve can use reserve requirements to alter the money supply, to change the money supply. If the Fed believes banks are holding too many excess reserve, then banks would cause high inflation in the future. And at that time, banks will cause high inflation in the future. When banks start lending their excess reserve out as loan, these loans return as deposits, expanding the money supply, creating the multiple deposit expansion. When they want to expand, when they want to increase in the deposit expansion, then they start to lend their excess reserves to the as a loan to the other banks or to the customers. Consequently, the Fed can increase the reserve requirements ratio, switching some excess reserves to required reserves. Clear? Quantitative controls. This is the part B, the second category, that is quantitative, this is also related to the qualitative, quantitative controls. The last is the credit rationing. This method is applied by the central bank in times of financial crisis. When there is financial crisis in the market, at that time, the government banks, the central banks use the tool of credit rationing. Central banks rations mean they apply quotas and shares to the member banks, to the commercial banks. Quota and share means they fix the limit for their member banks and they mention their share in the central bank. The central bank fixes the maximum amount of credit each member can withdraw by rediscounting bills of exchange. At that time, they have direct control over the volume of the credit for the member banks or for the commercial banks. Qualitative credit control. In qualitative credit control, the very first topic is, very first tool is the margin requirements. The minimum percentage of down payment which purchaser of stock must make on the market value of securities. It means that every commercial bank, when gets credit from the central bank, at that time they must have make down payment to the central bank. If purchaser buys security for market value of rupees 100 and marginal requirement is 60%, so he can borrow rupees 40 from the bank. So this is example. Decrease in marginal requirement will increase the borrowing amount. Consumer credit control, the second tool of the qualitative credit control. The central bank will invoke specific restraints on consumer credit by changing regulatory requirements. They change regulatory requirements on the basis of change in regulatory requirements. They bring a consumer credit control. What are these consumer credit control? For example, cars. They do not allow to sell cars on credit. They do not allow sell credit cards to the customers, personal loans to the customers. So these are the also tools for control of the money supply. The third qualitative credit control is the direct action. If the commercial bank is not following the monetary policy, then they directly intervene to the commercial bank and impose direct penalties to discourage such practices. So if any bank, any commercial bank, any member bank is not following the rule of the monetary policy of the central bank, so the central bank will directly intervention, take direct action against those banks, those member banks, those commercial banks, and apply direct penalties to discourage such practices. The fourth of the qualitative credit control is moral persuasion. The central bank issued different cautions. They issued different cautions, public pronouncements to commercial banks regarding specific concern and policy issues. When they bring changes to the policies, when they apply new rules and regulations in monetary policy, about these new rules and regulations, about these policies, they make public pronouncements to the commercial banks. They provide cautions to the commercial banks regarding specific concerns and policy issues. This was your lecture 8. I hope you got multiple knowledge regarding monetary policy. For now it's enough. Dear students, I am uploading this lecture to the YouTube channel. You can also find out the link of YouTube channel from your WhatsApp group, and also I am providing the link of today's lecture in the LMS, the learning management system, which is developed by the university. You also can find out the slide and the link of today's lecture in the website. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Have a nice time.